Good morning, my renegades. Welcome back to Rogue Radio. My name is Sarah Jane. I'm so sorry. I took a hiatus for a few months. And I won't get into too much on why. Let's just say my life is chaotic sometimes, and sometimes I can't put out audio because, I've already explained that Spotify for podcasters doesn't like putting a recording studio on their app. It's just a stats app now, so I have just moved on to Podcastle AI. So let's just hope that this works, finding a website where it works for free and stuff, it's hard to find because people always want money from you and stuff. I'm just like, no, I just need something basic so I can get my stuff out there. But today is Renegade Times. It's been a while. So, yeah, let's jump in the trenches. This is pretty deep. So, I am going to start off with some stuff that has happened lately in the vicinity of where I live in Toledo. Oh my God. There's quite a lot that's happened. Excuse the yawning, I'm sorry. So here in Toledo, things have gotten pretty crazy already this winter. I feel like winter just started, but I know technically winter starts in December or like late November. But the thing is that to me, once it starts snowing, that's when winter hits. So it just started snowing, so it's winter now. And winter in Toledo makes people crazy, apparently. And I don't like it. I hate it. I don't like people. And this is the reason why I'm going to tell you. I'm at work. Just at work. My husband texts me and says, "Babe, there's a shooting going on outside." And I'm like, hearing gunshots and stuff like that, like, it's nothing new to me, really. It's Toledo. It's gonna happen. But, I did record and share a video of, a bunch of people, like, on New Year's, like, shooting guns into the air. Apparently that's a Toledo thing. Like, they just decided to do that to be dumbasses. But this time, it happened again. And it happened while I was at work, and there was no occasion whatsoever. Basically, from what I could decipher from the news and from what my husband had told me, there was an altercation outside, and someone popped off a gun. And someone in a moving car had caught the bullet and unfortunately died because of the wound. And they did not find the criminal. The criminal ran off. It took forever for the police to search the area, because when I say it was right outside our complex, it was right outside our complex. Like, right outside our complex where the main street is, where our complex is at. It wasn't at our complex, it was at our neighboring complex. But the thing is that someone died that night. And, so yeah, my thoughts and prayers go out to, the family that had suffered such a loss. I'm so sorry. But, and that's not the worst of it. I mean, yes, it is. What am I talking about? Of course it is. I'm going to be starting to talk about lighter stuff after this. Next is something that happened to me not too long ago, and it was scary as heck. So, I'm just minding my own business, and let me just say this before I get into this story. When I work at my job as a recovery coach, when people pop off, and I mean like get angry and they go off on me, I usually stay as stoic as possible because I'm working, and I know that if I emotionally engage with someone that is emotionally unstable, it's only going to make the situation worse. So I have a pretty level head and a quiet authority about things when it comes to dealing with someone who is too angry at work, and we have to like kick them out if they get too aggressive or violent or what have you. Alright. I realized that I just need to have that same mentality out in the world, because this happened out in public. I was at the Dollar Tree. My husband was with me, and I just passed this dude, right? I'm just very quiet. I'm like, oh, excuse me. I didn't say excuse me, but I was trying to like give the body language like, oh, hey, excuse me. And I just passed by him. He mean mugs me so bad. Guys, so bad. And then he starts following me close behind me, and I'm like, okay, time to go. And he starts yelling, don't ever look at me again. And then he starts counting down like he's a player in Mortal Kombat, like he's about to fight. And I'm just like, okay, time to go. I've got to leave. This guy was looking for a fight. I don't know. I guess I was the potential punching bag that day. He must have had a bad day. He must have had something going on, and apparently I was the trigger. But I kind of wish I had the same mentality that I do at work in that situation, because it actually startled me. As a woman, you when you get followed, that's terrifying. That's terrifying. Thankfully, my husband was nearby, and he heard it. He was about to beat his ass too. I was like, babe, no, let's just go. I just want to go home. But that's how crazy Toledo is. Not only that, I guess there was a shooting at Walmart as well that happened, and it was all because of a few teenagers threatened another, and the teenager felt like his life was being threatened, and so he brought a gun and popped it off at Walmart. And I'm just like, I just checked how sensitive my mic is. It's too sensitive, so I'm gonna try to talk quietly. I really need to invest in a mic for this laptop. But anyway, Trump got inaugurated in. That's pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of Elon Musk being his advisor, though, just because, oh my god, the things that I heard. Stop yawning. Anyway, I watched it. I really thought it was interesting to hear Donald Trump talk about the Gulf of Mexico becoming the Gulf of America. I wasn't sure what that was about. I don't know if we need to take back the Panama Canal either. I have been so disassociated from this channel that I don't know much of what's going on, because life kind of hit us hard, and we're trying to take care of our private lives. So that's been going on. So, like, news and everything else has kind of, like, hit the back burner until now. But, I mean, I can understand why Trump wants Elon Musk as his advisor, because the guy's really good at technology. He's been working with NASA and all of this stuff. But the thing is that, I'm a conspiracy theorist. So I'm just going to go ahead and come out with this conspiracy. There is a video of one of Elon Musk's nannies, I think. She comes out and she asks one of the family members, like, because she had babysat, like, Elon when he was a kid. So she comes out and asks one of the maids, like, hey, is he the Antichrist? Because the family was so peculiar and everything, and she just kind of got that vibe, I guess, at one point. I don't know the full story. But one of the maids was like, oh yeah, no, but he will bring about the beast. So technically he's the king of Babylon. But I don't know. Thing is I think he is the Antichrist. I think that either he is the Antichrist or, yeah, he is going to introduce the Antichrist at some point. I don't know what else to say. That one's interesting because he's the only one that's actually capable of making the mark of the beast, putting the chips in our hand and on our forehead. But that right now is just a conspiracy. Don't take me too literally right now. Alright, it's just a conspiracy, guys. But you can't tell me that it's not in the back of your mind now that I've put it there. People have also been saying how polite Barron Trump was at the inauguration, even, like, shaking hands properly with, like, Kamala and Biden. So everyone's saying, oh, he's a gentleman and he's so sweet and all of that. And I'm like, yes, he was raised by a very good man. Of course he's going to be a gentleman. I do think that he's probably going to be the next Timothee Chalamet in his own right. Not like an actor or anything, but he's going to be popular because he is 18. He is probably going to be in the spotlight because of people saying how handsome he is, how gentleman-like he is, how sweet he is. So, yeah, be prepared for a lot of that. Barron Trump is going to be popular. At least I see it. But it's been years. Oh, God. It's been years since I have used my Daily Wire account. So let's hope that it's not outdated or anything. Yeah. I know Daily Wire now is starting to get very controversial since Ben Shapiro fired Chelsea Owens and stuff. But listen, I'm just here for the news. It's conservative, and usually if something is inconsistent or wrong, I'm able to point it out. So, yep. We're gonna read some. So, lately, I mean, I will say, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not. Some workplaces are starting to do DEI training, diversive, equity, inclusion, and my workplace has done that. I had to take a few classes, get some cool, like, little gold stars to get a certificate for it for finishing the class and everything. That's the I will say, like, besides DEI, I like that I'm getting constantly educated at work, which is great. But as far as DEI goes, I don't think there should be anything in place like that, just because as a white person, I don't like being told that I have microaggressions and stuff like that. Like, the whole thing was just so liberal and, like, left propagated that I just couldn't deal with it. I just had to really, like, swallow my pride and go on. But Trump wages war on DEI, so I'm very, very happy about this. So, for those who are fans of DEI, yesterday will go down in infamy. It was you might say, the DEI Pearl Harbor at 5 p.m. All DEI offices within the federal government closed down. Employees were put on leave as the first step towards mass layoffs. The DEI section of every major federal website went offline. The heads of every DEI office and the federal government were rounded up, chained to giant boulders and tossed into the sea. Yes, and the last part didn't happen. But a man can dream. Yep, you're right, Ben. Yeah, I know, I understand. Back in reality, however, the Office of Personnel Management sent out a notice to the head of every federal agency instructing them to ask employees if they know of any efforts to disguise DEI programs or personnel in the federal government. Employees have 10 days to disclose any disguised DEI programs or personnel that they're aware of. Almost immediately, one of these disguises became pretty apparent. It was visible to anyone who checked out the leadership page of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the ATF. Okay, especially there was an unusual change to the title of one of their senior officials at the ATF. Here's how the Bureau's leadership page looked at the... Okay, well, I can't really show that to you, but... Yeah. Anyway. As you can see, a woman named Lisa Boykin? Lisa T. Boykin, is listed as Chief of Diversity Officer at the ATF. Why does the ATF need a Chief Diversity Officer? What was this person doing every day? Well, who knows? She was collecting a paycheck, at least. We know that. Now that's supposed to change. But the only change the ATF actually made was in the meaningless title they gave this person. Someone in the last 48 hours. The page changed. And here's what the ATF leadership page looks like now. Like I said, I can't show you. But anyway, now Lisa Boykin is merely senior executive. She's no longer the Chief Diversity Officer. Overnight, she has been graced with a much more generic and completely inconspicuous title. There was no press release about this. They just changed it. Check back tomorrow, and the ATF will probably put fake glasses and a mustache on Lisa Boykin and claim, darn it, I lost my place. No. They changed. Check back tomorrow. Claim after the name is really Larry Soykin. Hilarious. Okay, these DEI activists aren't completely out of ideas, but very soon they will be completely out of the federal government. At least, that's the plan. As recently as a few months ago, a purge, like it seems very difficult to imagine, and it was particularly hard for people on the left to imagine. when we filmed Am I Racist, the DEI activists we spoke to from Robin DiAngelo on down were overconfident to the point of absurdity. Yeah. I saw pieces of that, and it was interesting to watch. I'm not willing to pay for the Daily Wire subscription to watch it, though. If it's pirated, I'll watch it. That's one of the reasons why we are able to make the film. Alright, people always ask how we managed to get the race hustlers and DEI scammers in a room with us. The answer is that we use their own egos to false sense of security against them. They just couldn't imagine that anyone would ever challenge them or try to embarrass them. That's the bubble they were in, and now it's safe to say that the bubble was pretty well popped. Yeah. And I think that's it for that one. To me, DEI only serves an agenda for the left, where the left believes that all white people are racist and inherently racist. If you're cisgender, you're transphobic, and all of this other stuff, and how to repress your racist tendencies, especially if you're a straight white male who might also be sexist, racist, and, anti-trans and stuff like that. I'm just like, people are going to have their views whether DEI is in place or not. I don't think having a class on how to treat people with respect should be a class that should be put into action with DEI, because it just, for one, it's demeaning for an adult to be like, oh, treat others with kindness, guys. We learned that in kindergarten, just to treat people with kindness. If you're not treating people with kindness, then yeah, I can understand why some people might need DEI. Because yeah, you're right, some people are really racist and they go out and kill people who are different from them. But right now, it's social terrorism. Right now, or not anymore. I think that's what they call it, right? Social terrorism, where, oh, you're threatening me with your, conservative beliefs or unpopular opinions. Well, everyone's going to have that. I mean, liberals you can't have the whole world to yourself thinking that everyone's going to be happy with the way you choose. That's just how life is, and I feel like that's what DEI is trying to counter, like, oh, be okay with this, and we won't have to call you racist or anything like that. And I'm just like, nope. So basically, I took those classes for no reason. Thank you, Trump. Thank you, though, because I don't want to ever go back to another DEI training. Okay, so I think, I'm pretty sure I made a Down the Rabbit Hole episode about FEMA. So let's just talk about FEMA for a minute. FEMA is evil, okay? FEMA is basically the crisis actor for the whole entire country. Alright, when I say crisis actor, they manipulate certain situations to their will, I would say. Not will, but to the, how do you say it? Basically, it's just, for me, in my opinion, FEMA is nothing but a master manipulation organization that uses tactics to get people to be afraid of natural disasters that they have forced. And not only that, there's a whole other rabbit hole that you could go down. I do talk about FEMA and the concentration camps that they have everywhere, all over America. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about how FEMA manipulates certain natural disasters to get people scared. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. One of the California fires that's going on in California. I'm still waking up. Sorry, I'm a little blonde right now. Someone did catch someone on camera with a flamethrower, so they were making it worse. And call me a conspiracy theorist, because you know I am. You know I am. That guy was probably paid by FEMA or some other government bullshit department to make the fires worse in order to get money or what have you. I really don't know what their agenda was to do this. Maybe it was to keep Trump out of office, like to make the natural disaster so bad that Biden had to like make a move, but that didn't work. I honestly don't know. But we're going to talk about how Trump rips into FEMA and says it's getting in the way of everything. So, President Donald Trump on Wednesday blasted FEMA's handling of natural disasters during the Biden administration, saying the agency was getting in the way of everything. So, Trump made comments during an interview on Fox News' Sean Hannity, suggesting that states should take control of their own disaster response, while the federal government could help out with funding. In the same interview, Trump said that he plans to visit North Carolina on Friday before heading to California to see the ongoing fire destruction. FEMA has not done their job for the last 4 years. You know, I had FEMA working really well. We had hurricanes in Florida. We had Alabama tornadoes, Trump said. But unless you have certain types of leadership, it gets in the way. Okay. And FEMA is going to be a whole big discussion very shortly, because I'd rather see the states take care of their own problems. I agree with Trump, just like the whole abortion thing. Like, states should take control of what they feel should happen. But the problem is, especially with California, the mayor of California did not take care of, like, California at all. When it came to, like, the water reservation, or the reservoirs that were all dried up. So, I guess it depends on who is leading that state as well. So, if this is implemented, then some people in certain states will really suffer because of the irresponsibility of the leader in that state. But yeah, we're gonna play this video real quick.
FEMA is getting in the way of everything, and the Democrats actually use FEMA not to help North Carolina.
It makes no sense.
So I'm stopping on Friday. I'm stopping in North Carolina, first stop, because those people were treated very badly by Democrats. And I'm stopping there. We're going to get that thing straightened out, because they're still suffering from a hurricane from months ago. And then I'm going to go to California. I'll go.
Okay. As an example, Trump said that Oklahoma should lead the recovery if they get hit by a tornado. I love Oklahoma, but you know what? If they get hit with a tornado or something, let Oklahoma fix it. And then the federal government can help them out with money. FEMA is getting in the way of everything, and the Democrats actually use FEMA not to help it in North Carolina. FEMA has faced scrutiny over its responses to devastating flood damage caused by Hurricane Helene. in September with the communities in rural North Carolina and Tennessee, saying that the agency slow-walked its relief efforts. One whistleblower told Republicans in the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure that FEMA had skipped entire neighborhoods in North Carolina if there were 3 or more signs of showing support for Trump and other conservatives. Yeah, see what I mean when it comes to the manipulation thing? Like, oh, you're a Trump supporter, you can die. Like, that's not something that a human should do. Not only that, that's so fucking un-American to not help another American person. Like, stop. You guys are being way too petty. If you want to be petty, get a Twitter, bitch. Be quiet. Yeah, the nerve of some people. Oh my goodness. The complaint was made after the Daily Wire revealed that a FEMA supervisor ordered relief works to avoid homes advertising Trump. Wow. Deanne Criswell, president of Joe Biden's FEMA chief, resigned on Monday. Former Navy SEAL Cameron Hamilton is currently the agency's acting administrator. Trump said North Carolinians, I don't know how you say that, were treated very badly by Democrats. We are going to get that thing straightened out because they're still suffering from a hurricane from months ago, he said. From North Carolina, Trump will travel to Los Angeles County, California, where more than 24 people have died over fires fueled by torrential winds and had the nation's most populous county on edge. Trump has accused top California Democrats like Governor Gavin Newsom for mishandling the fires. Yep. Very true. Alright, on. Y'all ever miss my weird news segments? We're about to get in. So, Ohio is surrounded by 5 Great Lakes, guys. One of them is Lake Erie. I've talked about how disgusting Lake Erie is. I'm not gonna traumatize you anymore. But, something did happen, and so we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the, the oil tanker that got stuck? Or it was a freighter. It's a freight ship. Alright. Canadian freighter gets trapped in ice on Lake Erie. I feel really bad for you guys, because anyway, let's see. A Canadian freighter with 17 people on board got stuck in the ice on Lake Erie while departing Buffalo. According to the Coast Guard, which survived with ice-breaking equipment Thursday to begin freeing the vessel. That thing is huge, and it can be run by only 17 people. That's a big ship. You'd think that there'd be more than just 17 people operating that thing. But the 633-foot Manitoulin, had dropped off a load of wheat and was heading back to Sarnia, Ontario on Wednesday when it became stuck in the ice that was rapidly forming in sub-zero temperatures off the Buffalo shoreline. It remained there through Thursday, creating a striking sight on the lake. surrounded on all sides by ice and snow. We just haven't had a bad winter in quite a while. So now that we've had one and people haven't seen this for a bit, they're like, "What's going on?" said Paul Angelillo, a search and rescue specialist with the Coast Guard in Buffalo. So, let's see here. Oh yeah, fun fact for all of you guys who don't know, Lake Erie is also shared by Buffalo, New York. So if you ever want to see me, just sail on into Lake Erie. Be like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm stupid. Let's see. Where was I here? Great Lakes freighters typically are able to navigate surface ice in the water, but occasionally encounter ice that is too hard or thick to break through, he said. The Manitoulin wasn't damaged and the captain and crew were safe, the Coast Guard said. A Coast Guard cutter started breaking up ice around the ship by Thursday afternoon. Yeah, I'm just happy everyone was safe. You know. For Toledo, I think the coldest it's ever been was 3 degrees so far. Right now it's warming up, which is a good thing. I really don't like the cold. But yeah, it's been quite chilly over here. It's like being in a meat locker. You ever watched that movie Dennis the Menace? Where like Mr. Wilson is about to hold this whole party for this disgusting flower that only blooms once a year? Well, it's happening again. So apparently it stinks. It reeks of gym socks and garbage, apparently. So yeah, people are lining up to smell it and stuff because it's a rare occurrence, I guess. I've never been much of a person that likes flowers that much. Like me, I like roses. I like peach roses, but other than that, I'm like, is it really worth it just to be obsessed with flowers? I don't know. They have some health qualities and stuff. I'm getting way too far into this. Anyway, a rare unfurling of an endangered plant that emits the smell of decaying flesh drew hundreds of devoted fans to the greenhouse in Sydney on Thursday, where they joined 3-hour lines to experience a momentous bloom and a fragrance evoking gym socks and rotting garbage. Like I said, yeah. Tall, pointed, and smelly, the corpse flower is scientifically known as Amorphophallus titanium, okay, or a bunga bangkai in Indonesia, where the plants are found in the Sumatran rainforest. But to fans, this specimen, she's Putricia. They named it Putricia. Why? Why are you naming it? When you name it, you have to keep it. Why would you want to keep this smelly thing? Anyway, early adopted by her followers who naturally call themselves putricians. Oh my god. People have gotten so bored. For a week, she was graced a stately and gothic display in front of a purple curtain and wreathed in mist from the humidifier at the Royal Sydney Botanical Garden. Her rise to fame has been rapid, with 20,000 admirers filing for a moment in her increasing pungent presence. no corpse flower has bloomed at the garden for 15 years. That's interesting. I didn't get to see it bloom, but it'd be interesting to see it bloom. But anyway, there are thought to be only 300 of the plants in the wild and fewer than 1,000, including those in cultivation. The corpse flower only blooms every 7 to 10 years in its natural habitat. In fact, they open very rarely, so they flower rarely. Okay. It's obviously something that puts them at a little bit of a disadvantage in the wild, said the garden spokesperson Sophie Daniel, who designed Patricia's cookie and funeral display. Oh my god. It's okay. It's okay. At least they're not on their phones doing stupid stuff like we do. They actually went out to see a flower that looks like a dick that smells. Interesting. I love it. I love it. At least you're going outside to do something. We here in America, we just watch it online. When they open, they have to hope that another flower is open nearby because they can't self-pollinate. Okay. Anyway. Oh, okay, hang on. After 7 years at the garden, Patricia's flower was spotted in December when she was just 25 centimeters, 10 inches high. By Thursday, she was 1.6 meters, or 5 feet 3 inches tall. During the day, her flower spike slowly opened, and a pleated skirt around a majestic central tuber. Okay, the yellow-green outer curling to reveal a burgundy center. Okay, that's cool. So it did bloom. But I don't see any pictures of it blooming. As excitement grew in Sydney about the unfolding bloom, garden staff erected crowd barriers. I don't want to see the ad close. Giving the Victorian greenhouse the air of a rock concert. Fans trod a red carpet to view Patricia from behind her velvet ropes. In a display inspired by Queen Victoria's funeral, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and the overture of the late director David Lynch. See, this is interesting to me. I would have gone to see it. If I lived in Sydney, I would have gone to see it just to see it bloom and see the effort, the creative effort that they put into this. Be like, yes, I am happy. Because at least they're doing something with their lives. They're not like on their phone watching it online like we are. Inside, fans took selfies and leaned in for Smith. A more perilous prospect as Patricia's odor developed. People inhaled the slaughterhouse stench and cancelled their dinner plans. In Sydney Morning Herald, science reporter Angus Dalton said, "I am sickened." And he added, "I am in awe." Well, at least you're in awe of a stinky dick flower. I mean, that's cute, I guess. The young woman raised her hands and bowed as though in worship. On social media, garden staff performed a viral dance in front of the plant to chaperone summer hit Hot to Go. Oh my god. Stop. Okay, that's too much. Too much. This is too much. Anyway, it's difficult to say why the regal, mysterious, and stinky flower had attracted such a following, but perhaps the answer lay in the reverence viewers felt in the presence of such an amazing living being, Daniel said. Okay. Along with her real life visitors, Putricia Online fandom has been rapid, global, and deeply strange. If much less smelly. The 24/7 live stream. Oh, I'm gonna watch it online. I gotta watch it bloom. I gotta see it. Established by the Botanic Garden drew close to 1 million views in less than a week and prompted shared language of memes and inside jokes. You know what? I don't hate this. This is actually kind of wholesome, as weird as it is. I mean, at least people aren't, like, taking their kids to, Pride and teaching them about kink. They're going to see a flower that stinks. Like, yes, I'd rather take my kid to a stinking flower museum, greenhouse, than take them to Pride. I'm sorry. My child one day will choose who they are without my influence that much. But anyway. Frequently developed acronyms, including WWTF, or We Watch the Flower. Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, Jesus Christ. Or WDRP, We Do Not Rush Putrescia, or BBTB, or Blessed to Be the Bloom. This is ridiculous, but I still love it. Like, Putrescia is a metaphor for my life, wrote one poster who did not elaborate. Of course they wouldn't. They just come out once a year, like, here I am. And then they go back inside, or, I hope they don't just die every year. Dear God, that's what this thing does, so don't take it literally, guys. Anyway, commenters on social media planned to hurry to the garden as the plant opened. In just 24 hours, Putricia's bloom and her stench would be gone. As she unfurled, the plant heated to 37 degrees Celsius or 100 degrees Fahrenheit to better spread her scent, attracting flies and carrion beetles, which burrowed inside and laid eggs. Oh, that's lovely. And then the work began to hand-pollinate the plant in an effort to ensure the species' diversity and survival. But first, thousands of Putricians attempted to get as close as they could to their hero of the week. We did have a few conversations early on about whether or not we should have vomit bags in the room, said Daniel, adding that the garden staff ultimately decided against it. I haven't heard of anyone actually being harmed. See, like, it's wholesome. That's so weirdly cute that someone would just make this a spectacle. I like it. Okay, so for this last one, it's about Timothee Chalamet. Your girl's got a fangirl over somebody. And it's been Timothee Chalamet for a very long time, since Wonka came out. Anyway. Apparently, right now, there's a lot of rumors going on, and I usually don't get into, like, celebrity, like, gossip and stuff like that. But since he's dating Kylie Jenner, I'm one of the majority of fans that do not like her with him. But I also don't want to attack Timothee for dating her, okay? Because apparently a lot of his fans are really pissed off at him for dating Kylie Jenner, and they're actually scoping out his house because Timothee Chalamet has very low security at his house in New York. there is a difference between being a fan and also being a stalker and also being a psychopath. Okay? It's a slippery slope. Alright? It's fun and cool to do fan edits and fan fictions and stuff like that. Trust me, I've done it. I love it. It's fun. But listen, when you actually go to a celebrity's house and scope out their house just to attack them and be like, you shouldn't be with this person, you need therapy and you need to go to jail as well. You really need to go to a psych ward and you need to get a life, because the fact that you're threatening a man's life because of who he's dating is disgusting. I don't like it, and I wanted to address it, because that is not something that we fan people do, okay? Like I said, I fangirl professionally, and usually I don't necessarily talk about it on Rogue Radio, but Rogue Radio's getting a new fun spin, okay? I will fangirl at the end of every episode of Renegade Times about somebody or something. And right now it's Timothee Chalamet. Alright, Timothee Chalamet, though he has poor choice, in my opinion, of partners, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me personally. It doesn't affect me in a way that would cause me harm or emotional harm, physical harm. So I don't think that it is my responsibility as someone who is a fan of him to go ahead and scope out his house to see if, I can actually persuade him not to date Kylie Jenner. Alright? The man is his own person. He's going to make his own decisions in life, okay? Whether you like it or not, fans don't have that much control on who he dates or on who any celebrity dates, okay? Because that's just not okay. I mean, and I think as young as Timothee is, I think he's 27. I think he knows that, though. I think he knows that even though he has fans and how, famous he is now, he does understand that he can still make his own decisions despite his fans, saying so. Personally, as a fangirl of Timothee Chalamet, I really don't think that Kylie Jenner is Kylie Jenner, right? All of them they all look the same. I swear to God, they're just clones. They're all clones of each other. You can't tell me any different. That's a Kardashian conspiracy. Alright? Anyway, no, but just because of the deep connections that the family has with Diddy and all of that, he's bound to be in the middle of some type of controversy, which I don't want for him. I'm very concerned about him. Then there's this whole conspiracy about the ancestry of the Kardashians being related to witches, and this woman goes to a witch saying, I want all of my future grandchildren to have wealth, power, and beauty. And so this witch ends up making that deal, but there's also a condition that every male in the family, or any male that is romantically involved, will be unsuccessful. And so that when I heard about that, I'm like, for one, I believe in spiritual stuff like that. I don't really talk about my spirituality on Rogue Radio that much, but I do believe that stuff like that happens. It's not just about conspiracy, it's about spiritual intelligence and what goes on beyond the veil that a lot of people don't necessarily think about. That could be a spiritual warfare going on, and I'm actually concerned about Timothee Chalamet about this. I'm concerned, because he just started out his career, and I don't think he needs that type of scandal. So I do believe that he does need to distance himself from her. But since the deed has already been done, I don't see how he's gonna get out of this without being cursed. Because if you think about it, Bruce Jenner ended up, becoming a woman. All these people that have been in any type of contact with a Kardashian ends up going mental. Rob Kardashian is still dealing with addiction and depression. I think he ended up disappearing not too long ago. So they're concerned about where he's at. Kanye West, we all know that Kanye West has gone crazy after Kim Kardashian had kind of divorced or broke up with him. I don't know if they were even married at the time, but the record of the Kardashians, treating men badly, it's a long list, and I just don't want Timothee to be on that list of, men being victimized by these evil women. But I don't know. He's probably really happy. We might see them both together for a very long time, and to be honest, all this could actually also be bullshit. I mean, this could just be a PR thing. Maybe they're using each other for, clout and popularity and stuff. You never know. Most Hollywood relationships are bullshit because they need to use each other for business. It's a business thing. But yeah. People have also said that, Timothee is using Kylie Jenner for her money and her riches and her private jet and everything. I'm just like, I don't understand. I mean, I don't know how much Timothee makes, but I honestly don't think that he's using her for money when he makes his own money. You know what I mean? But I could be wrong. But all of this is just blind items. All of it is just stuff that is hearsay at the moment. But as far as the fans trying to go and attack Timothée Chalamet for being with Kylie Jenner, that just needs to stop. Just stop. You need to get a job, get a life, okay? Do something with your life because you're invested too much vicariously into someone that you are not, and you just need to live your own life, people, okay? That is not how the fan club goes. We're not here to harm the people that we fangirl over, okay? Be nice. Anyway, thank you all for listening, and I will see you in the trenches next time. See ya!